Good morning everyone. How are you? I hope you are all fine. So everyone, welcome back to your online communication class. Okay, and open this book, conversation book. And open page number 3. My family. So we are going to discuss about my family. Okay, about your family in this class. In the previous class, we already have discussed about yourself. I mean your introduction. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about my family, mean your family. Okay. Look at the first question, everyone. What is your father's name? You all know your father's name. Okay. So just take out your pencil and write your father's name in here. Okay. My father's name is Mr. It's already written in the sentence, and you just have to write the name of your father. Okay. My father's name is Mr. The name, and you have to memorize. Okay. You all know your father's name already. So I will ask you, what is your father's name or what is the name of your father? You just have to answer me in full sentence like this. My father's name is Mr. Ram Ghosh, like this. Okay. Now, what does your father do? So it means your father's occupation. Okay. What does your father do? My father is a businessman slash serviceman slash doctor. And there's a fill in the blanks also. So look at this question carefully. In here, in these questions, you will have to write your father occupation. Okay. If your father is a businessman, then just write businessman in here and give a tick to that businessman. If your father is a serviceman, then just give a tick to the serviceman and write serviceman in here. If your father is a doctor, then just give a tick to that doctor and write doctor in here. Okay. But if your father is occupation, or if your father does any other thing, okay, so you will have to write that thing. Suppose your father is a teacher, then you just cut that 3 and write my father is a teacher. Okay. If your father is a goldsmith, then you have to cut that 3 and write my father is a goldsmith. You will have to write here your father's occupation. Okay. What does your father do? Understand? And you have to memorize. So first question, what is the name of your father? My father name is, and write your father's name and you have to memorize. Next question, what does your father do? Your father occupation. So you have to say like if your father is a teacher, then say my father is a teacher and write it in here. If your father is a businessman, then just give a tick to that businessman and write my father is a businessman, like this. Understand? Okay, next one. What is your mother's name? This is also easy. You all know your mother's name. Okay. So my mother's name is Mrs. Okay. My mother's name is Mrs. In here, Mrs. Okay, because your mother are married already. So that is why. So now my mother's name is Mrs. and write the name of your mother. Understand? So my mother's name is Mrs. Rama Ghosh. Suppose the mother name is Rama Ghosh, then you have to write my mother's name is Mrs. Rama Ghosh. Write your mother's name in here. Okay. And when you answer this question, when I ask you, so you just have to answer it in full sentence. Like my mother's name is suppose Rama Ghosh. My father name is Mr. Ram Ghosh. Like this. Okay. Understand? Okay. Moving to the next question. What does your mother do? Mean your mother's occupation. Okay. So what does your mother do? My mother is a doctor slash walk-in office slash looks after the house. So you have to write here your mother occupation. If your mother is a doctor, then just give a tick in here. My mother is a doctor. If your mother is a walk-in office, then you have to give a tick in here. My mother is, cut that A that time. My mother is in walk-in office. Okay, or walks in office. Next one, looks after